All right, spring is in the air. It's not April this weekend, but we're close.
Mm-hmm.
You're leaving.
I'm leaving. We're going to well, I'm leaving and then you're leaving. So that's kind of not fair. Like we're kind of
You're
missing
staying
each
in
other.
New York.
Yes, I'm staying in New York. I'm taking Jenna down to the city for a concert at Radio City Music Hall. The beauty about our location is I can get to the city fairly quickly,
Yeah.
and it's an amazing place to be, especially right now. Like I think the weather's going to be okay for walking and hopefully the concert will be good. We're just spending one night and then we're coming back.
The high-speed railway, I don't hear much talk about it, but it's got to be coming, right? I mean, these things have been all over Europe forever. Like, how are we not?
I know.
up
I
with-
would love to
You
be
should be
able
able to get from Utica to New York City in an hour.
even Albany. Like I would drive to Albany and be able to get to the city, but
Right.
like
Straight
when you
shot.
take that train, it stops and it drives me crazy. So I just drive the whole way down and then I have them just take my car and park it.
Airport, I struggle with, the airport situation here. I so wish they would open Griffiths for just bring us to the main hubs. Like go Rome to New York City, Rome to Philly, Rome to Boston. Just
Even those three are close.
yeah,
And you
then
can
we
catch
take
anything.
a direct flight.
Yep.
Anywhere from there. So let's make that happen. Whoever's listening that has control of high speed railways and
We need like a Silver Airlines, but way more dependable than Silver because every time we travel
the
Silver,
last thing we need is a silver
it's
airline.
not good. But I'm just saying that's primarily what they do is they just leave from Miami and bring you down to the Keys and down to.
Disappoint people. That's what they do. Right. A regional carrier. We have not had good luck. If you're thinking about booking Silver Airline, don't.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It seems like a really good idea until they have more planes on the ground than they do in the air. All right, let's talk
Okay.
about
Let's
talk
talk
about a few
about fun
things.
stuff.
Yeah, we did. So shout out to our friends at the Turning Stone Casino. There is talk of us doing our first ever live podcast there, which
Yep.
would be a lot of fun. We got up there, our son Tyler, God bless him. He's a creature of habit. He
Yep.
loves routines. He loves traditions. Last year was the first year he was 18 during the March Madness during the tournament. And him and I did lunch and watched a few games at the Sportsbook last year. And it's a tradition now, I guess. So we went there Friday, caught a couple of games. None of them were good. This whole tournament has been kind of.
My bracket sucks.
There's been like one or two really exciting games, couple episodes, but it's been kind of chalky and blowouts. But maybe the Sweet 16 will make up for it, which starts. We're recording this on
Today.
Thursday, so yeah, today. Yeah, so we went there, and I struggle deeply with we try to be a champion for small businesses, and obviously Turning Stone isn't, but they don't compete with anything that's a small business. Like there's nowhere else you can go.
Unique experience for sure.
To get the theater that they can put on and just the wide array of food on site, the spa, the golf, indoor and outdoor, tennis, pickleball, the shows and the sportsbook, right? I mean, it's totally unique. You can't get it anywhere else. Menus solid at the sportsbook. Table games are in there. It's really a kind of a secret.
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
Yeah.
And normally they are open at 4:00 at night. We've run into this before when we go out there, but because of the tournament and the games, they were open early. So
And packed.
yeah, it was packed.
It was like noon on a Friday, and you would think it was Saturday afternoon.
And I love it when other people are drinking at noon on a Friday because it doesn't make me feel so bad.
Thank you, fellow daytime drinkers out there. easy to find at the casino for sure. One of my favorite Vegas memories back when we were training for the Boilermaker heavily. I was out there for a work event, and I can't sleep anyway. I'm up at 4 a.m. here, so when I go out west, it really
Messes with you.
jacks me up. So I was up at ready to go at like 3 a.m. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for a jog at 3 a.m. So here I am, like had already slept for the night, running shoes on, open the elevator doors in the lobby, and it's freaking packed. People are doing shots. I mean, they're like, they haven't been in yet. And here I am starting my day. So it's a interesting dichotomy. You don't get that at Turning Stone.
No.
You do get people on oxygen machines at 5 a.m. still.
And
but
smoke.
the
That's
smoke,
the other thing that
well,
drives
they
me.
do a good
I know.
job of
The
separating
smoking rooms and then not, but I still, it's such a distinct smell that it just, yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's move on to a couple of restaurants. I'm going to talk about Cafe Canole.
Yep.
We went out. Scott made a wonderful Facebook post about Cafe Canole. Totally unique experience. I mean, we know Jason very well, but everybody that walks in there,
I feel like everyone knows Jason or Dean in some capacity.
but even if you don't know him, you feel like you
Right.
know him because the kitchen is wide open and he's constantly interacting with the tables and the waiting staff. The one guy that sat us has been with him since the beginning.
Apologies for not knowing his name.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad I don't know his name either. But our meal was great. I mean, they have great drink options too, like unique, like seasonal drink options. The potatoes, get the potatoes. They're my favorite. I just can't. I've never had potatoes
We
like
posted
that.
a picture of them once they were gone.
Because I pretty much ate those for my meal. They are the appetizer, and that is what I ordered for my meal. I love potatoes. I love potatoes.
Like potatoes.
And then Scott will talk about his lunch date.
Yeah, real quick. And the other thing too with Cafe Canole is, he's done a good job of it has a bigger city feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the decor, the industrial kind of feel, but modern and traditional at the same time. It's small, tables are close, which some people like, some people don't. But that's when you go to a city, it just has that urban feel to it, but also just wrapped in this, Utica culture.
But another thing that you should know is if you do want to do a private event, they have the back room there that we sat in with Jenna where they can close the doors and accommodate bigger parties. I know that they will do that. So
yeah, we've plugged Cafe Maya in Herkimer, and I share that because I've been working with Dave Casulo from Danielle Partners, who we'll have on soon. We have our new studio coming, so we're saving Dave for the new studio, but just a wealth of local knowledge and just a passion to leave a legacy of impact in the area, and does a lot of work in Little Falls specifically. So we had to meet for lunch. Well, we didn't have to, but we chose to meet for lunch. And he said, I'm coming from Utica back to Little Falls. My office, one of them is in Ilion. He goes, let's meet at Cafe Maya in Herkimer. Two Italian dudes, right? It makes sense. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And so Dave suggested Danielle's in Utica on Mohawk Street. And, I was telling Kelly, that's, for two people who love traditional Italian food, like grandma made it.
and the atmosphere.
And yeah, I mean, the atmosphere, yeah, the just
Small, intimate. Yeah.
intimate. The wait staff is, friendly. And I guess I'm thinking like they're very raw and real. Like they're not fake friendly.
Yeah.
They're like, they'll make fun of you friendly if there's something to be made fun of. But yeah, I don't think it needs a plug. It's always busy. It's a Utica staple. We forget about it because it's kind of tucked away, on Mohawk Street there off the Parkway. But Danielle's really, really good food.
And I want to give a plug to Vitullos. I know I talked about this a month ago when I took Connor out to get fitted for his 2 tuxes. This weekend, he will be attending a formal. And they were nice enough to accommodate me. Pickup date was supposed to be Thursday for the Saturday formal. And I said, I'm going to be out of town. And I know Connor doesn't care about the way it fits him.
Until the night of the event.
And then he will be upset. And then it's too late, So I asked them if we could come in on Wednesday. And they said, of course, let me see if it's ready. And it was ready. And we got there and they made all the necessary adjustments for me because I'm not difficult, particular, when you spend money on something like that. And, so they switched out the vest and the jacket was pulling a little bit. So they went a neck size up and they hemmed the sleeves right there on the spot. Like they just went out of their way to make sure that pretty much I was happy with how it looked on him. And they were just very accommodating. And we will be going back again he ordered the same tux for the Frankfurt formal. So it is tux season.
Yeah.
A lot of kids probably haven't rented yet because their formals are later. If you have not rented yet, go to Vitullos.
But it's our last hoorah. All dresses from here.
Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for that. Jenna is she's not difficult yet. Let's hope that it doesn't change.
I'm glad we record these.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Jay.
We'll re-listen to it.
Yeah, but just clip that
3 years from now.
And play it over and over again.
All right, let's talk about the weekend.
Let's do it.
Okay. UCFC, another Friday night game. They're unique and that a lot of them are usually on Sundays, but a ton of fun. So UCFC is playing the Kansas City Comets at 7 p.m. And there's also a game on Sunday. So if you can't make the Friday night game, they are playing on Sunday, the Texas Outlaws at 3 p.m.
All right, we talk a little bit about the Ilion Little Theater every once in a while. They've got Prescription Murder coming up, unique hidden spot. You feel like you're walking back in time in that theater, small, intimate, and worth the trip to Ilion for. It's difficult, not difficult, but you're not gonna. It's not on the main. Like, you got to find this place, the Ilion Little Theater, but you can do it. Prescription Murder is inspired by the TV series Columbo. Did you watch Columbo as a kid?
I did not. It's the predecessor.
Oh, what's
So
that?
I think it came before Columbo.
Oh, that's deep.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what predecessor means?
Yeah,
Before?
I mean, pre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So this
sense.
is what actually inspired the TV series Columbo.
So,
Yeah.
check it out. I mean, it's everything that a show should be. You got murder, you've got a whodunit, a story that leads into another story, and a duel of wits, which is always fun. That's
And a
my jam.
mistress.
Yeah. Ooh. Stay away from those. That gets expensive. All right. March, that's on March 28th, which is Friday, the 29th. And that's going to also be the following weekend. So actually 28th, 29th, and 30th. And then the following weekend, April 4th, 5th, and 6th. So tickets are $20 for adults, $15 for students. And you can check out, you can find them online to get more information.
All right. Prospect Falls Winery. Remember when we went?
We we drive by it all the time.
On the way up north.
On the way
Yep.
to Hinckley, and we need to stop back in there. We went when they first opened.
We did. And their wines are pretty good. The other things that they sell inside are awesome. We bought a wine sign, and this weekend on Friday, they're doing a chunky hand knit blanket workshop. These are all the rave. So you can go there. It's in the morning, though. So that's the only thing. It's on Friday, and it's in the morning, 9:30 to 12:30. The cost is $75 per person. You get to pick 2 color yarns at the time of registration. You get a leather tag, a beverage chip, and you get to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
So, but you do have to deposit $45, and then you pay the balance of the $30 when you get there. So
Just pay the $75. And just for clarification, people may love their wines. Like, we are borderline wine snobs, and we have a particular palate.
Yes.
And we don't like sweet wines, which a lot of local wineries do sweet because that's the grape is native to this area, the sweeter grapes. But so, yeah, we're not knocking the wine. It's just it's not our palate.
right.
Because we're snobs.
Okay.
It's a big event for the
Huge
Humane
event.
Society of Rome all weekend at 12 North Sports Bar. It's the 16th annual Animal for Animals to benefit the Humane Society of Rome. So you want to hit some highlights on this, Gal?
So this year's benefit will take place, like Scott said, at the 12 North Sports Bar.
I like that they've got on here, do not, in all capitals, call the bar asking for details.
Yeah, they do not want you to do that because the
Clearly
servers,
this has happened.
the
more than
servers
once.
and the staff do not have this information. So if you want this information, and there's a slew of information, we're just going to touch on a couple of things. You can go to the Humane Society Rome.com. That's their website. Or you can go to the Facebook page, which is facebook.com Finelli Sound, because they are also sponsoring it. So doors open at 6 p.m. on Friday, March 28th.
There are legit 18 plus bands playing there this weekend.
It is crazy. So like I said, they've got 6 bands playing on Friday night. Saturday, DJ Whiskey Bill will be playing sets from 2 to 7, and Ease One will be playing 7 to midnight. So they have a DJ, but then they also have live music too. And just to mention a couple, Jake Lozo Band, Uncle Charlie and the Meatballs. That's on Saturday, and the bands go till 12:30 at night.
10 of them.
Yep. And then on Sunday, doors open at noon, and our friend Max Sheldon
He's
is
closing it out.
From
6 more bands on Sunday.
Yep.
Max will start around 5:30, 6 o'clock on Sunday.
Tickets are $15 per night available at the door, and there's also a $5 off promotion that will be available at the door each night, and that has to do with YouTube. So you have to have a valid YouTube account if you want the $5 off. I don't know what that will entail. But this is an all ages show. So you can bring kids under the age of 21. They just need to be accompanied by an adult. And like I said, if you have any questions or would like to inquire, go to the website. Don't call the bar.
Don't call the bar. It is zoo season. So Saturday, March 29th, Teddy Bear Clinic at the Utica Zoo. This is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So long story short, they will fix your stuffed animal that has a boo-boo for the annual checkup. We were just talking, our daughter, Jenna.
She is such a stuffed animal person.
She had a polar bear that was part of the family, Polly. He traveled everywhere with us.
Yep.
You forgot him in Boston. They actually shipped him.
They actually mailed because we were going to turn around and go back. And I called the hotel and they're like, we have him. Yeah. We have him. We will mail him.
We were going somewhere else and we were on 5S from Frankfurt. We were just about to Utica and we actually turned around.
Because she wouldn't have been able to sleep. Scott's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine.
I get it. This is a thing. So if your teddy bear needs some work, go to the zoo with him or her on March 29th, on Saturday.
But the clinic is free with admission, but slots are limited. So you need to make a reservation if you want to take part in this. And you can go to their website, uticazoo.org/teddy bear clinic to reserve a time.
Something we talk about all the time, but we never do.
How fun is this in Little Falls?
Yoga, the power of nutrition. This is, we talked about Dave Casulo and Danielle. This is his building, the Stone Mill building, 4th floor in Little Falls. It's 11 a.m. and 30-minute yoga class overlooking the Mohawk River, which is awesome. Have I taken you up there?
No.
Well, we need to do that. It really, especially, I was there a couple of weeks ago, and with all the snow melting, I mean, it looks like the Colorado River.
I'm sure it is so
wild.
Is it a creek? What is it that runs back with all the rocks in the?
I mean, it's wide. There's a ton of rocks, and it's right up to the buildings.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was raging. It was a really cool backdrop there.
So yes, you do yoga first, and then there's going to be. Her name is Kelly. And she's a globally recognized registered dietitian. And so she's going to speak. She's been on Good Morning America and in the Washington Post. And you can purchase her book, The New Weight Loss Era, Navigating Nutrition with a Dietitian's Expertise in the Age of Medications. Getting away from medications and more towards diet and lifestyle changes. Super important right now because a lot of people are not doing that. So, yeah, you get yoga and you get to learn about what you should be eating.
I like it. You know, this is something that it seems like mainstream is shifting this way a little more. But I was listening to somebody on a national podcast and, you know, he was talking about how we don't have a healthcare system because nothing we do in the system rewards the people that are running the system to keep us healthy. Yep. It's all about just prescribing drugs and taking care of stuff after it's too late. And so, you know, I think it has to be a push like events like this, you know, where the masses just say enough's enough and we're going to take it into our own hands and figure out how to be healthy on our own. And
how to heal your body. Yeah. Like the human body is an amazing thing.
Good for Kelly. A cool event. I wish we were in town.
So bring it on home to Frankfurt. Heel Path is having their annual chili cook-off. The cool thing about this is amateurs only, and there are 12 spots available and $12 to buy in, and the winners are determined by the public.
No professional chili cookers.
No, you are not allowed.
all of our professional chili cookers in the audience, sorry.
This next one is super fun. Did you read this next one? This has happened at the Marine Corps in Ilion.
Did you give the details on the chili cook-off? 2 to 5?
2 to 5, sorry, on Saturday.
In Frankfurt, Heel Path in the Marina. All right, go ahead.
First annual Beer Olympics at the Marine Corps in Ilion at 1 p.m.
Sounds like something that would be done at the Marine Corps in Ilion.
My gosh. Assemble your team and compete in the Beer Olympic fundraiser. $30 entry per person. It includes lunch, first bucket of beers, and awards. You need a 4-person team, and each team must have at least one Marine Corps member. Non-members are welcome for the rest of the team. 6 competitive events: beer pong, flip cup, cornhole, quarters, darts 301, and shuffleboard.
Brilliant.
I mean, right. I'm a professional in all of those except for quarters. Right, I'm not quite. Is that where you flip the quarter into the cup? Mm-hmm. I'm not very good at that. Sign up with your team with the bartender. So if you have a Marine Corps member, or hey, you might want to sign up to get in this and then
Yeah, I mean,
You remember?
that's,
Maybe that's the big push.
I like it. Did it say it's a fundraiser? Did I read that? Or
Yeah, I guess it is.
What's it raising money for?
I think just for them.
Okay, fair enough. That's cool.
Right?
The Comets are still playing hockey. Apparently, they've got a game on Saturday night against the Hershey Bears, 7:00. If you're so inclined.
And then Sunday, March 30th, Woodland. They're back with their craft market, and we always screw up this artisanal.
Artisanal.
Artisanal. Artisanal. And craft market at Woodland. Think spring.
I still don't even know what that means.
I don't know. Artists, I think.
Yeah, tea stuff.
It starts at 12 p.m. It's been a long winter. All of us are thinking spring and want it to come here. And when Mother Nature decides to cooperate with us or not, we're hoping for sunshine and daisies. Vendors will be set up in the brew house along our rows of barrels and tanks for you to pursue and get some shopping done. Vendors will be set up from 12 to 5, live music in the tap room at 2.
Jake Lozo,
drink,
he's
shop.
moving right from the Humane Society
right from
event
12
at 12 North on Saturday to Woodland on Sunday. You know, I hope the weather holds up. It's looking a little rainy this weekend.
Well, that's why they're smart and they're having it set up indoors.
Well, everything. There's so many different events going on that can't predict the weather around here. That's for sure. So, all right, this was a long one, but a good one. Time well spent.
Have fun this weekend.
See you out there.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Love Living Local. As you know, we do not run ads. Our only mission is to shine a spotlight on amazing people doing amazing things here in our local community. If you'd like to support us with this mission, we have 3 ways you can help. You can share our content on social, subscribe or follow the show on your favorite podcast platform, and you can visit our lovelivinglocals315.com website to stay up to date with everything happening in Central New York.